Hello, this is Mr. G. In today's video, we're going to talk about a very common question I get when I'm teaching how to factor trinomials. And that question is, what do I do if I can't find the numbers? I understand we need to multiply to get to the third term and combine to get to the second term. I know that if we're multiplying to get to a positive, the signs need to be the same. And if we're multiplying to get to a negative, the signs must be different. I know that combining looks like addition if the signs are the same and subtraction if the signs are different. I understand all those rules. But what if I just can't find the numbers? The answer is surprisingly simple. If you can't find the numbers you need to factor a trinomial, just make a table. Let's take a look at two examples so you can see what I mean. In example 1, we have to factor x squared plus 8x plus 15. So we're going to rewrite this trinomial as the product of two binomials. We know the binomials will both start with x. And we know we need to multiply to get to a positive 15 and combine to get to a positive 8. Since we're multiplying to get to a positive, the two signs in our answer have to both be the same as the second term. The second term is positive, so we get a plus and a plus. And since we're combining two numbers with the same sign, they're both positive, combining is going to look a lot like addition. But you knew all that. The reason we're here in this video is to answer the question, what do we do if we can't see the two numbers? If we can't see the numbers that fit multiplying to get to 15 and adding to get to 8. The way we can get around that is by setting up a table of all the factors of positive 15, what we're trying to multiply to get to. The way I set up my factor table is I always start with 1, then 2, then 3, and so on. This will guarantee I don't miss any factors. First up is 1. Obviously, 1 times 15 gets us to 15. But before we go on listing the rest of our factors, let's test this pair of factors and see if it will combine to give us 8. So we just do 1 plus 15, and we see it gives us 16, not the 8 we're looking for. So 1 and 15 are not the two numbers we want. Next up, we try 2. So 2 times... Well, wait a minute. 2 is not even a factor of 15. I guess we could write 2 times 7.5, but we only want whole number factors, so we're just going to skip 2. Next up is 3. So that would be 3 times 5 to get us to 15. Now we just check the combination. 3 plus 5 gives us 8, and that's the number we want. So the two factors we choose are 3 and 5. One binomial gets a 3. One binomial gets a 5. Making our final answer x plus 3 times x plus 5. We are all done. In example 2, we have to factor y squared plus y minus 30. We're going to rewrite this trinomial as the product of two binomials. We know both of the binomials start with y, and we know we're multiplying to get to a negative 30 and combining to get to a... Wait a minute, what number do we need to combine to get to? Hopefully you're saying we need to combine to get to a positive 1 because we see an invisible 1 as the coefficient of that second term. So we need to combine to get to a positive 1. We know that since we're multiplying to get to a negative number, our signs need to be different, so we get 1 positive and 1 negative in our binomials. And we also remember that since we're combining two different signs, 1 positive and 1 negative, combining will look a lot like subtraction. But again, we knew all that. What we're here for is to answer the question, what do we do if we can't figure out these two numbers just in our head? So we're looking at this 30, we're looking at the 1, we're just not seeing the two numbers that fit. What we do is we make a factor table of the third term, a factor table of 30. To guarantee that we don't miss any factors, we start with 1 and we're just going to go up by 1 from there. So first we try 1 times 30, obviously. And now we check to see if that pair works for the combination. We do 30 minus 1, and that gives us 29. We're not even close to the one we're looking for. So it's not those two. It's not 1 and 30. After 1 is 2, so it's 2 times 15. Then we check the subtraction, 15 minus 2. But that gives us 13, still not the number we're looking for. After 2 is 3, so it would be 3 times 10 to get to 30. We check our subtraction with 10 minus 3 to get 7. So those don't work either. After 3 is 4. But 4 times nothing gives us 30, at least not a whole number, so we just skip that one. Next we try 5, so it would be 5 times 6 to get to 30. Then we check our subtraction to see if it gives us a 1, and it does. 6 minus 5 equals 1. So those are the two numbers we're looking for, 5 and 6. Now we just have to figure out which one goes with the positive, which one goes with the negative. We know the bigger number, 6 in this case, takes the sign of the middle term. So that it's going to be a positive 6 and a negative 5. So the final factored form is y plus 6 times y minus 5. We are all done. That's how making a table can help you find the two numbers when you're using simple trinomial factoring. You might not always need to make a table when factoring, but you always want to keep this strategy in the back of your mind just in case you ever get stuck. Hopefully this made sense. If you have questions, by all means put them in the comments section below. And until next time, enjoy the rest of your day.